name is Skyly, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about why teens should have curfews to help keep them out of trouble. So, are teens staying out late causing them to get into more trouble? Can they get hurt by doing this, and could a curfew help these issues? Curfews given to teens by their parents or by the city are keeping teens safe and out of trouble. Curfews that keep kids from staying out late may not be something teens are in favor of, but they are applied for a reason. Teens may not encourage this because they are able to get into more trouble during late hours. This is because adults are not paying as close attention to them as people may think. Not having a curfew for children is putting them at risk for trouble and accidents. No curfew may be giving children more freedom than needed at a young age. Typical curfews require that teenagers under 17 years of age stay out of the streets starting from 11 p.m. to midnight. This is believed to protect them from crimes committed after nightfall, as well from violating the law, and there exists to be serious evidence in favor of this conviction. Teens should not be involved in criminal activity at such a young age. Some may say that they are not causing any harm staying out late if they are making smart decisions, and that may be true, but it is possible to lead them into trouble, and if they're always making smart decisions, they may become bored. It is possible for them to get in trouble at home as well, but they are less likely because they are under parental supervision. Some may argue that putting a curfew on teens will cause them to lie and sneak out behind the adult's back, and they would not be able to tell when they are lying or telling the truth because it may cause trust issues between the parents and the children. Restricting kids from staying out late helps set boundaries in their lives while remaining under their parents' care. If parents are paying attention to their children, there would be no way for them to sneak out and without getting caught, causing them to be honest with their parents. Having a curfew gives teens responsibility habits that will be helpful for their future when they move out on their own. If they do not have a curfew, parents should know where the child is during times to make sure they are safe and out of trouble. Some public places even have curfews for anyone under age 18 to keep them from staying out late, especially on school nights. Keeping youth at home during late night and early morning hours will prevent them committing a crime or being a victim of a crime. This is because public places do not want crime or illegal things happening in their building or property. They know this may happen with teens because they are so susceptible to giving into pressure to be cool or to have a good time. It would be bad for business if people had their minors involved in criminal crimes at a company personally owned or by someone. Parents that give their children curfews would most likely not allow their kids at a place with a bad reputation of kids causing trouble. If children have strict parents, they are less likely to cause or put themselves into troubled situations. When towns or cities set specific boundaries for minors, it makes it easier for cops because they do not have to worry as much about trouble teens causing issues in the county. Some people say this takes away people's basic rights. The federal courts have also recognized that curfew-imposed restrictions are violations of the First Amendment rights such as freedom of speech and assembly, and therefore have struck down many curfews that fail to give free speech exemptions. And some may say that this should not matter because teens are minors and their parents are legally have authority over them, but the amendments still apply. Teens seem to hate the thought of curfews because they believe it is about not having control over themselves or their parents not trusting them. Some kids become mad because they think they have strict parents. Parents usually give their child a curfew for a reason. It's usually not just because they don't trust them. It is not to make them feel left out or alone. For student athletes, a curfew is important in setting themselves up for success because nobody plays a great game when they are too tired to even hold their eyes open. On nights there is no school or sports, it is okay to vary the curfew to later because teens will have time to sleep the next day. Yet it is still important to be at home at a decent time to keep them from causing harm or trouble. Teenagers involved in activities late can result in a higher risk of danger. Traveling at night possesses greater danger because drunk driving is an issue, and sexual risks and violent activity can happen at night because there's not as many people watching. And at these parties, this could put them in more risk of alcohol abuse as well because people aren't paying as much attention to them. So this is